Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you to all my new and returning subscribers. In this video, I'll be showing you how I make the pattern for this beautiful blazer that I'm super happy about. Yeah, so just keep watching. First off, starting with a basic pattern. The link to the video where I made this will be in the description box below. So first of all, I'm going to mark 0.25 inch below the neckline. This is to enlarge the pattern. I'm gonna mark 0.25 inch on the side as well. So I'm gonna be connecting these 2 points together like this. So as you can see, I'm enlarging the pattern, making it bigger, because the blazer dress doesn't need to tie, it needs to just be loose on me. Going to come up on the shoulder by the same 0.25 inch right there. So outwards from the shoulder, I'm marking the half an inch, to expand it more. So from that point, I'll add 0.25 inch as well. So then I'm gonna connect the lines. So what this is doing is expanding my original measurement, because the blazer needs to have like a little room. Yes, so next, down the armhole, I'm going down by half an inch. So from this point, I'm connecting it to the armhole point to create the new wider armhole. Yeah, so this is it basically. I've expanded the upper part of this pattern, and that's just where I'm gonna stop. So next, I'm gonna mark 1 inch from that shoulder line inward. So connecting that with a straight line, of course. So next, I'm gonna connect that line to my upper chest line. Yeah, right here, I'm trying to create the little space for the buttons. That's just what I'm trying to do right here. So for that, I'm gonna mark 1 inch from that bust point. Depending on the buttons, the button I'm using is just about 1 inch wide. So that's why I just marked 1 inch. So next, I'm gonna mark the 1 inch down the pattern. So the length of the dress. So I'm connecting it. So right here is where the button is gonna be, So next, I'm gonna create a princess dot by finding the midpoint of the armhole. Then connecting that point I made to the dot line, just like this. And just extending the line downwards. So next, I'm just going to have to do that same expansion that I did to the back in order to do the next part. So I'm just doing that same 0.25 inch downwards and outwards on the shoulder. Then connecting the line like so. So another 0.25 upwards. Then half an inch outwards on the shoulder. Then 0.25 up the point marked. So connecting the lines to create a new shoulder line for the blazer. So downwards from the armhole, 0.25. So now I'm marking that point to the new armhole, just like this. Next, I'm going to find the midpoint of this armhole and connect that line with a curve to the dart line to create a princess dot. Just like this. So next, I'm gonna go in from my waistline by 0.5 inch and then connect the line to the neck. This is to create a curved back, because the back isn't so straight, so this is just gonna give you that curve on your dress. So next, I'm gonna measure this new neck that I've created, because that's gonna be the next thing I'm gonna need for my collar creation. So it's 4 inches, as you can see. I'm just writing it down so I don't forget, marking it as well. So basically, I'm going to go back to that front pattern to create the lapel and the collar. So 4 inches, I'm going to be adding it upwards on this part. So I'm going to need to add this paper a bit. So I'm just going to do that quickly off camera. So now that I've added the paper, I can go ahead and mark out 4 inches upwards from the neck. So like this, I'm just marking out 4 inches, then connecting that line into the neckline, just like this. Next, this is how wide the collar is going to be. Mine is 2.5 inch, so I'm just marking that and connecting the line. Great. So next, I'm going to come forward from that neckline and mark out 2.5 inches. This is the lapel length. If you want it wider, you can easily just mark more than 2.5 inches. I just want 2.5. So next, connecting that to just that breaking point where I started measuring the 1 inch. So right here, this is the lapel that I just created. Next, I'm going in on the lapel line at 1.5 inch. So from that point upwards, another 1.5 inch. So this new 1.5 inch line to that point right there, I'm trying to create the collar. So just do as I do. So now I'm just going to create this, connect the line and try to be as parallel to this line as possible. So this is my collar right here, as you can see already. So next, I'm going to trace out the collar because I have to cut it out separately. So I'm just using my pen to press very hard on the shape so it can appear on the paper that I put beneath. That's just what I'm doing right here. Yeah, so now I can already see the shape. Next, I'm gonna add 1/2 inch seam allowance to the collar. I like working with 1/2 inch seam allowance on all my projects. So this will be cut on a fold. That's what I'm trying to indicate with the arrow. So this is basically it for the collar, just cutting it out. Yeah. done. Almost done. So back to the pattern. We're basically done here as well. So I'm just gonna add my seam allowance, the same 0.5 inch seam allowance around this measurement without the color that I drew, because we don't need that anymore. On the bottom I'm adding 1 whole inch, but on the sides I'm adding 1/2 inch. So I'm adding it without the color, just like this. You can see I've omitted the color completely because I've created it out on another paper. I have to cut this whole pattern without the color because I've already created it separately. So now I'm just gonna cut out the pattern. Beautiful. So onto the back, we're basically done with the back, so I'm just adding 0.5 inch seam allowance around and 1 inch on the bottom, don't forget. Next I'm cutting out the pattern. Beautiful. So now this is the basic pattern for our armhole. So first thing I'm going to do is add 0.25 inch on the top part, just to expand it. We did the same on the bodice pattern, so we have to do it for the arms in order for it to fit. So on the sides I'm going to add 1 inch on the side. So this right here is expanding the arm pattern as well, so it can fit perfectly to the bodice, because this is the expanding method we also used on the bodice pattern. And it's always better to have like extra fabric than not enough, because you can easily just cut it out. So next I'm adding the same 1/2 inch seam allowance on the arm. Yep. And then 1 inch on the bottom. Next, cut out the pattern. So this is the back pattern. I'm just trying to cut out the princess dart along the initial dart created. So you can see my big head brother helping me. Yeah, so this is the pattern I'm gonna cut out on the fabric. I'm just identifying it. Cutting out the same dart out of the front. Perfect. So these are the pattern I'll be cutting out on my next video, so see you then. I just want to say a big thank you to all my new and returning subscribers, of course. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it.